Hello guys, this is Stack back here with another video. And yeah, welcome to post preseason Supercoach squad. Lots changed. We've had a very interesting preseason, especially a very interesting week, losing some big names. But get into that in a moment. I guess I'll start with the defense. Throughout the weeks, I don't think I'm going to be changing Sheasel. He is definitely not only the best defender, but when he eventually gets DPP, he'll probably be a top three mid. I bet you're just never going to take him out of defense. But bloody hell, his rise has actually made my team a little bit more flexible. Because not only do I feel safe as him just paying all the money for Sheasel, and I think if you avoid Sheasel, your season's over. But he is a captain option, and you might be saying, yeah, but he might get tagged, and yeah, if he gets tagged, I don't know why Clarko wouldn't just put him in the half back, or if he's getting tagged, what's to say Luke Davies, Uniac, or they got Power and Wardlaw and McKercher. What stops them from not going off the leash and also taking the tag? I just think Schuster can be moved around a bit. He's got such a big endurance base. He's going to be really hard to tag. And he's got, I don't know what his height is. Harry Sheasel. What's his height? Because I think that's also part of his weapon. 185. Thought he was a bit taller, but he looks tall on the field. But yeah, he just looks super. He's fit. And he just looks like he could be a captain option this year. He's probably going 120. And he's only, 20 years old? He just looks so spectacular, and because of him, I've actually made some changes around the team. And yeah, I'll keep going through it. James Sicily looks like he has that +1 role, albeit he did get moved to the forward line for a little bit. I think Hawks will have to do it a couple times here or there, but it might be for like 5 minutes at most. He's just too good behind the ball, and Hawthorn look like a better team when he's helping them rebound or cutting off plays. And it means they'll still have to put him there occasionally just to help out with the Chol and Ramsden, and some like Gunston and all that. But yeah, Hawthorn are just they need Sicily's that +1, and if he's got that role, he just feels like a good 110. And yeah, hopefully once all those other big boys start coming back, he'll be even more freed up and just kill it late season. The interesting three: Short, Roberts, Perryman. Wouldn't be surprised if most of the community have picked up one of these guys, but I've actually gone for all three. The reason being, of course, is the lack of rookies. Like Adams is playing right now and he doesn't look too bad, but I'm not 100% confident between him or Trainer. Leak should be getting a game, but his intra-cubby looked pretty unfit, but in his preseason he didn't look too bad. Reed is the one I'm most confident in, the most confident defensive scoring rookie, but we just know how injury prone he is, so I don't even feel 100% confident I can keep him on field because he could just get a 5 one day after doing something in the first 5 minutes. So that's why I've got all three of these in to help keep these rookies off the field and just hope one of these three pump out a 60 average. And well, started with Short. One thing I've never liked about Short, and I've had him in previous years, is just he doesn't. Some of these defenders, like Sicily, has intercept mark, and Sheasel, when he's played halfback, and intercept mark. I saw Roberts doing it a bit. Now Perryman's a little bit different because he's in the midfield, but he probably did it when he was at GWS. But Short is just his scoring does not come from intercept marking. Maybe he does a little bit of intercept plays, but he is just a major +1. That has been his main avenue of scoring. He just wants the ball. He'll probably try and run and carry it, or he just wants to do a switch. And we love that. And in previous years, well, I think he's averaged like, what's he averaged? Yeah, 98, 91, 93. So we know in this role his floor's pretty much, I'd say, like a 95 average. That's his floor. Now the one exception is Richmond since then have gotten significantly worse. The ball is going to be down there way, way, way more. And not only that, they've lost Daniel Rioli. And on that game, Collingwood kicked ridiculously well. If this was like a previous preseason game and Collingwood would win like 6-21, Short would have been at 180. And that's probably what it's going to be like most of the season. There's going to be a lot of teams kicking on Richmond. Carlton, if they're inaccurate, might have like 12 behinds, and and Short's probably going to get like 60% of them. Fuck off it. Like 60% of them. And who else is there? There's also, I mean, Vlosten will take some as well. But I'd imagine Short would get most of them. He's got a very good footy IQ, and he's good off boot. And I don't. If Richmond want to make sure they don't bleed too much points, I'd really want their best kickers like Short and Vlosten taking most of the ball out. Especially when they got lots of young kids in there. They don't want to. They don't want to make Tom Brown just absolutely feel distraught and left for the Wolves. So they're going to use these like smart generals back there to stem the bleeding. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of ball down there. Roberts, he's continuing to get better. I watched him in that game, and bloody hell, he just played +1. He just sat at the back of stoppages. He had some good intercept marks and intercept plays. He's just got that role that says, I'm the +1, give it to me. Now, albeit there's no Rampy in his side, but Rampy's probably going to take like a Bice or a Banton role or Patton role. And the biggest fear is Nick Blakey getting that back, but Nick Blakey still had some run and carry moments, but mainly played lockdown. But Matt Roberts can't really play too much lockdown, so I think they really want him to have that intercept +1 role. And he's really quick, and he's got a good endurance base. You can see him getting up and down the ground a lot. I think he's just going to be super, and he's only going to get better. He's like 22, and like if you have a look at his previous year, I loaned him as a rookie, and then he had a stinker, and then he had a sub. Oh, stinkers are going to happen when you're young, and then what's it called? He had a sub, and then an injury, and then another sub, and and he still finished with an 80 average, because you look here, 95, 114, 161, 85, 92, 112, 118. If you obviously ignore his injury and his sub games, he's probably got a 95 average, and that's in his first proper season. So a full preseason on halfback. He's been talked up by people like Mills. He's probably just gonna have I could see him having like a 95 to a 105 year, and for 430, I'll happily take that. Keeps the rookie off the field, and if he's not good enough and I got leftover trades, I could always do a luxury upgrade. And Perryman, he also looks good. He's playing a midfield role. Obviously, there's no DeGoey or Tom Mitchell, but I believe they're not going to muck around with Perryman too much. They're paying him like 600 to 700k a year. You're not going to pay that much money for someone to go back to his original role, which was like lockdown defender, a little bit of halfback. Now, I mean, they could give Perryman a little bit of halfback, but he played a bit of lockdown at GWS. And I just don't think they're going to waste him there. They've obviously got a vision for him. They know he's really good defensively, and they're going to probably use it in the mid. They're paying too much money to put it anywhere else, and if they're probably going to try and push Tom Mitchell out, it makes sense. He's the one probably out of three I feel the most worried about. The upside is too great to ignore, so he's in my squad. And yeah, that's pretty much the defense. And now the midfield. Oh boy. I have pretty much cut it down after the loss of... Let's have a look. We lost Butters and Bont, and that was my two main guys that were going to be my VC and C option. And it was heartbreaking to lose them, but it's really made for more interesting opportunities. Now, when the news did break out, I did swap to Dacos and Sarong. And oh god, is it going to hurt Antipod and Dacos, especially when he's at 60%. If he goes off and he goes like in the first 3 rounds, 125, 130, 140, it's just going to sting, because most people have him as a captain option. But it's a risk I'm willing to take, because I think Petrarca and Oliver, they're back to their 120 best. They look like they've both had good pre-seasons. I know Petrarca had a little bit of an issue, but he's just playing a lot of... I was watching him just before. He's just running around. He's fit. He's definitely fit. Don't worry about that. Those legs can run. He's got his six-pack showing. He's ready for a good season. I'm a bit worried when he gets hit with contact, but we know what a prime Petrarca can do. And yeah, Clayton is also looking fit at the moment. Like, he scores a little bit inflated with his 3 goals, and he hasn't even had that many contested possessions. But Freo have played a lot of that outside game at the moment. So, like, the Brayshaw stats far out, that's good. But at the moment, I just haven't got him in my side, and I'll show you why. And yeah, now I think Clayton, Oliver, and Petrarca, they're going to go back to their usual selves. We all know Clayton, 2022 season 127, 2023, even though he was injured, he did 120. Oh, just having him there, he's pretty much, if he gets back to that, even if he gets back to 115, that's still nice for 450k and the start at M2. And Petrarca, we obviously know him. Last season, like, he had internal bleeding, and we know him 119, 112, 111, consistent. Not as good as what Clary can provide, but just for 556k, the other options, Brayshaw, who if I had 20,000, I'd consider, but just with the history and all that, I prefer Track. Who else is there? Well, we lost Goulden. Steele's becoming popular, but I just don't see it. He just hurt me too many times before. He's like an toxic X. You should just stop going back. You know, he's bad news. Jordan Dawson looked really good. Still a bit of question marks. It looks like he's gonna get a little bit of forward and wing, but he's mainly gonna be midfield. But he's just too versatile, and you get chucked around. Albeit, see how he goes. He's really good, and he's still probably a top 8, even getting chucked around. But I got better options for better prices, and that goes down to my next option, Chera. How much should he go back to this? Yeah, 108 off 57% time. Now, he is a bit of an injury fault. I know, picking Adam Chera is basically just waiting for a hammy to get pinged, or a calf, or any other soft tissue. It's scary watching him run, and even watching this game, I was like, oh my god, is he going to go down? We've had a shit preseason, am I going to lose another? But god, when he's on, he is on. And he adds something a little bit different to that Carlton midfield. He's a bit of speed, but also, he's a bit of speed, and he's got a good footy IQ. I know I think sometimes people shit on his disposals, but I like him. He was really good at Freo when he was kicking out of the guts and all that. I think he just adds something a bit different from the brute of Cripps. And who's the other guy? Oh, they got Sam Walsh, but he hasn't played in a bit. Yeah, I like Chera. If he gets back to his best, he's probably 105 to 110 at his best, but he could also just be injured by round 4. I guess the other appeal about him is if you don't start him, you're probably not getting him again, because he's got Richmond, who he's probably going to score a shit ton on. Hawthorn, they're kind of okay in the mids. Western Bulldogs, who's now with no Bontempelli. Maybe Ed Richards won't play, so he should score well in Western Bulldogs. Collingwood, it's just a one-man army with Dacos at the moment. And then West Coast. And actually, North's probably a hard matchup because their midfield's getting stronger. But he's got, for this 5, he's got a pretty good run. And if by then he's already averaged 105 and he's 540k, just no point getting him. You just bank it on him getting injured. Will Ashcroft, this is just a development pick. He killed it in the Norm Smith. He's been in my team since my first video, preseason, and I don't think I want it. And I'm not going to change it. I just love him. Look at that ratio. He's just a contested beast. He gets the ball into the forward line a lot. He's clean. I love the way he plays, and that was like 70% time on ground. Oh yeah, that includes also his brother. Just wow, Brisbane. You're gonna have Will and Levi running around for the next 10 to 15 years. Jealous, but yeah, they're good. They're gonna score. I'm hoping Will Ashcroft goes to a 105 plus average. Even 100 plus would be good for him. But I think he's definitely got that in his tank to do it. And Levi, just be a safe 70 plus on field. The one I didn't think I'd have in my team, Finn O'Sullivan. Played a bit of wing and half back. He's clean by foot. He got like a 99. Yeah, pretty impressed with his performance, and I think he'll be a good rookie. Tasaras, Tasadis, he's a very high disposal count midfielder. While Parrish is out, I think he's pretty safe. But even when Parrish comes back, he probably might take a Hobbs or something like that. But if he can keep playing the way he's playing, just be high disposals. He's not even too bad of a kick now. I think Essendon will keep playing him and developing him. And if he's playing, he's probably a safe 80. I feel like these guys 1, 2, 3 was a good for like 80 plus. Now Sheldrick, probably someone who I wouldn't say was a field option about 5 days ago, until we lost Mills and Goulden, and he went, yeah, absolutely nuts. 73% time on ground and 100. And he has always been a very high points per minute kind of guy. I think I had him in 2023 because he got named, and I said, yeah, I'm getting him. Oh, was it 2023 here. But yeah, he was a sub. That's right. That's when they brought in. But yeah, look at his points per minute. He's pretty good. When he gets on, he can score. He's got his opportunity. There's no Mills for a couple weeks. No Goulden for ages. I think this is his time to shine. And Langford, I'm not 100% set on. That could be a Nathan O'Driscoll there, but he's just there at the moment. Nevitt looks good. As a Geelong supporter, news circulating Bruin might be back for a while, so Nevitt's going to probably get a good shot in the midfield. Max Holmes will flex you in and all that, but Chris Scott, he loves rookies who've had a couple years in the system, and this guy's had 4 years brewing in our preseason system. He's been in VFL just knocking the door down. He's had goes on the wing, and he'll still probably get some wing time, but he's definitely going to get split between wing and CBA. So I like the look of him. Buxall, sorry if I got that wrong. Played really well for the Saints. Look over here. Yeah, he scored 83 off 62% time on ground. Looks like he was going to the bench a bit. He didn't have too big of a tank from what I was watching, but he looked good when he was on. He had some speed to him. It looked very good and clean with the ball. And I think just with Paul St Kilda's injuries, they're just gonna probably have to keep playing him, especially if Mitch Owens is out. We could not only see Boxhill. We could also see Hugo Garcia's another option that people are liking. Hasty will probably get to play, and Max Hall. Probably get lots of rookies from Saints if their injuries keep going the way they go. And yeah, I'm not taking too much from this game. I think Rosie will be really good with Butters. With Butters out, he's going to be really good. And Jason Horne-Francis without Butters is going to be good. But also take it with a grain of salt, because for Bergman and Evans and Finlayson, St Kilda gives so many points to defenders, it's ridiculous. And this whole team, 2038, 12 and 60, yeah, they just beat up on them. This is just a best 15 St Kilda at this point. They've been kicked and beaten, and at this rate, they probably might be the team that bleeds most points. Them and Richmond. So if any team has Richmond and Saints early on, I think they're going to score really well and be good captain options. Now going across, there was Never and Boxhill. Yeah, that's the midfield. And another lucky name I'd like to mention, if Boxhill doesn't debut, I think we'll get this guy. He had like 22 touches. At the moment, I've just got Boxhill because St Kilda has a bigger injury list, but we'll swap at the camp if something changes. Round 1. Going to ruck line, I've got Sherry and DeConin. I was flipping around with DeConin a bit. I was liking some of the other options, like Tim English, Nankervis. Watching that game against GWS, yes, he versus Lachlan Keefe, but he's very mobile. He's probably the next gen rucks want to be. Quick, fast, high disposals, like an English, but I think he just does it a little bit better. And he's younger. And with Pitto out, hopefully for a couple weeks, it'll just be a really good option. And the one big risk with him is his injury history. If he starts pulling up sore and Pitto's fit, then Pitto's going to come back, and we've probably got to figure out a way to, might have to trade him. But at that price, he could very well just go nuts the first couple weeks because he's got. I think everyone knows it. Yeah, he's got Richmond, Hawthorn, Bulldogs, Collingwood, West Coast, North. He's just, except for North, that Sherry will put up a big fight. But other than that, he's gonna have a nice run. And yeah, he's a pretty good VC option for round one. Or even Chera, he can be a VC. Sherry, I was actually gonna avoid him. I was just gonna go Flynn R2 and run Boyd and Reedy, but I just swapped it about an hour ago because he was dominant last night, and I was like, I'll wait till today to see how Reedy plays, and yeah, he's back in. I shuffled him around. He's gonna be a good captain option throughout some of the weeks. He's strong. He's dominant. I thought they would change his game plan a little bit from just being almost a man who tries and grabs out the ruck and takes the disposals and tackles, but no, he's still that man. Not only is he hitting out, he loves a good tackle or a contested ruck ball. So he's just a monster of a man. Not many rucks can compete with him. I think Tom DeConan will have a really rough time against him just due to his size, and he can move around the ground really well. He's just everything in one. A couple of years he might be even this year he might replicate like a Gorn score, and he's very similar, except Gorn maybe has had him a little bit on around the ground work, but Sherry's definitely got him in the contested work. He's just an absolute beast, and I could very well see him going 125 and 125 to 130 average. It's just an absolute monster. And this is a little bit different. I've lost confidence in Boyd. I bet if Sharman is injured and Marshall isn't fit, yes, Boyd can come back. But I've lost confidence. I've actually put a dead one here. The reason I have is because if, like, let's say Flynn and Flex, I can move him here, and then if DeConnan's injured, I can use Flynn to cover him for 1 week, and instead of wasting that flex spot between a Boyd and Flynn, I can put a Davidson on now. And that's the main cool thing about DPP. It's instead of just having these two jump between it, with the DPP I can now pull someone off here. And obviously with the DPP it means if all of a sudden DeConing goes 160 on Richmond, I'm not in a scramble to get that score and like trading someone out. I could literally just make him my captain here, and yeah, I got a good score. So Sherry, I think, is going to absolutely demolish it. Tom DeConan, I think, will also do well. Bit of risk with Pitternet, but for his value, it's just too good, and his early fixture. And Flynn's also in my side now. He had a thumping game, and not even just a thumping game. He played well, but he's just got no opposition. Look at this guy. I watched him jump into the ruck for a little bit, and he was just an absolute string bean compared to Jerry. Flynn's an injury fault. Yes, his back's sore, but they need him. They've got no other option. They can't keep having this guy play against units like Sherry. So I think Flynn's is gonna have to play. And obviously that score's very good against an opponent like that. I think they'll be proud. I'm proud of Flynn, and he's gonna be my flex because he's good cover in case something happens. All he has to do is last till round 7, make 150k, and then I'll flick him to Gorn or Marshall or English or whoever else is doing good. Forward line's pretty much the same. I'm not gonna really waffle about like Jason on Francis, McRae, Betty Smith, Daniel. We all know why we got him, but I'm looking at ranking here. Yeah, I think he had the lead CBAs for Adelaide. He didn't score overly well, but he also looked like he was told not to try and sprint out of the Goddess as much. He did do it a couple times, and God, he looked good doing it, but I'm pretty sure Nick was saying, hey, Rankin, it is just a pracky. You don't have to go 100%. For the love of God, we need you for the season. But we saw the role. He had the most CBAs. He's probably not going to keep that, but he's definitely going to get some. And he looked good in his midfield work with his contested. I feel like he's a top 6 forward if he has that role. All he needs to do is probably have like a 50-50 split, and he's probably a 100 plus average, and 100 plus in the forward line is good enough. but he also has upside for more. Because when he was playing some big forward roles, 121. He had a 142, 125. Now he had some mixed results here. I think that's when he knocked someone out, and he just kind of looked sad the whole game. But yeah, he looks good. He's had another preseason. He's had a preseason as a midfielder. He's just gonna get better at it. And when I'm paying for players, the reason I haven't paid too much in midfield is because I'm a bit confused on who the top 8 are. I mean, Dacos should be there, but I can't have any more people with the round 3 bye. And I just don't know about the rest of them. I'm just very confused because when Butters and Bond come back, especially Bonds, you'd probably want him in your side. And so I'm just really leaving the midfield cheap. We've got the best rookies in there. The rookies I feel most confident are going to average 70 plus. Just value Towner mid and pump up these other lines because I've got no faith. And Power Pepper, played well. He's averaged 80 in the past. He's got, Collingwood first round, but then who's he got? Yeah, he's got Richmond, who I think he will do. It's probably obliterate. Essendon, and not so much, but St Kilda, yes. They literally played St Kilda in that practice match, and what did he score? A 75. Yep, I think he looks good. It's going to be a safe, 70 in that role. He's done it in previous seasons, and he's older, albeit coming off an ACL. Yeah, coming off an ACL, bit of risk, but just feels good there. Stone and Davidson. Davidson had an absolute ripper, but just don't feel comfortable fielding him yet. Maybe late in the season. But yeah, that's my team. That's the post preseason. We still have one more round to go before our season actually starts. We're gonna get some free information on Perryman, Roberts, Ashcroft. Who else do I get? Bailey Smith. I'm going to get to see Holmes. This team is not locked in. There's still a lot of time to go. And considering last week how many injuries just happened throughout the week, I'm a bit worried for round 0. I feel pretty confident with the structure. Just going cheap in midfield. Paying up for 2 rucks I believe in with the Flynn as the flex of backup. I'm pretty sure I've got F1, F2, F3, maybe F4. I'm definitely going to go F4 here, maybe F5 to 6, and then just find a DPP here. And I think I've got the top 2 defenders, and then these 3 can fight for a spot. And same here. The main concept with Short, Roberts, Perryman, Clayton Oliver, Chera, and Ashcroft is you need 6 out of the 6 of them. I think I need 4 of them to go right, and by 4 of them to go right, I need them to be top in their position. So I need Shorts and Robert to be a top 6 defender, and I need Ashcroft and Oliver to be top 8 midfielders. I'm a believer. I could see all 6 of them being it, but as we know, lots of stuff happens in Supercoach, and it might not happen. I really like the prospect of the value. I'm pretty sure the winner last year only had 2 people over 600k, which is what I've replicate here, and just really try and maximize my points on field, kicking bad rookies off and keeping good rookies on. And yeah, that's pretty much my team. Thank you for watching. I hope as the season goes on, as round 0 goes on, there's not too many changes, but yeah, I'll definitely have an update before it goes, and I hope you like this team, and if you want to discuss anything, just chuck a comment below. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.